she was hitchhiking, she trusted the wrong car. She wouldn't see freedom for 7 years, and for most of that time, she lived inside a box, under a bed. This is the story of how a normal college girl disappeared, and how psychological control can become stronger than chains. May 19th, 1977, Northern California. 20-year-old Colleen was like many young people in the 70s. Adventurous, curious, independent. She was traveling to a friend's birthday party. She had hitchhiked before. Nothing bad had ever happened. Cars passed. Minutes turned into an hour. Then, a van slowed down. Inside were a young couple and a baby. A man, a woman, a child. It felt safe. Safer than getting into a car with a stranger alone. So she got in. That decision would cost her 7 years of her life. At first, the ride felt normal. Small talk, friendly smiles. But something felt off. The man kept glancing at her in the rearview mirror. Too often, too long. Then suddenly, he pulled the van over. He told his wife to take the baby and go for a walk. Colleen felt the shift instantly. The air changed. And before she could react, he pulled out a knife, then a wooden box. Not a normal box, a head box. Heavy, tight, suffocating. He forced it over her head and locked it in place. Darkness swallowed her whole. That was the last moment she saw the world. As a free person, he drove for hours. Colleen couldn't see, could barely breathe, couldn't move. Her world became heat, darkness, and panic. When the van finally stopped, she thought she was going to die. Instead, he carried her inside his house and slid her under his bed into a coffin-like wooden box. That box became her world. 23 hours a day, sometimes more. No light, no sound, no sense of time. Days melted into weeks, weeks into months. And the man who owned the house had no intention of ever letting her leave. This is where the story becomes truly terrifying, because he didn't just want to keep her prisoner. He wanted to own her mind. He told her he was part of a secret organization, a powerful underground group called the Company. He told her they had thousands of members everywhere, watching, listening. He told her they knew her family, her friends, her home address. And if she ever tried to escape, they would kill everyone she loved. It was a lie, but she had no way to prove it. No internet, no phone, no outside world, only darkness and his voice. Over time, the lie became her reality. Months passed. Then something unbelievable happened. He let her out, but not to escape. To work. He told her she was now his slave, his property, and he gave her a new name, Kay. He began taking her outside to work as a maid and babysitter for the family. She walked in public, talked to people, even met his family, and no one knew because he told her the Company was watching. He didn't need chains anymore. Fear had replaced them, and fear is harder to break than steel. Here's the twist that shocked investigators. His wife knew. She lived in the same house. She saw everything. And for years, she said nothing. The prisoner cooked meals with her, cleaned the house with her, acted like part of the family. Imagine the psychological confusion. Being treated like family, while still being locked in a box every night. Reality became blurred. Captivity became routine. Routine became normal. And normal became survival. Years passed, and something almost impossible happened. She stopped trying to escape, because he convinced her she was safer with him. He allowed her to visit her family. Yes, really. She went home, spent holidays with her parents, then willingly returned. because she believed the company would kill them if she didn't. This is the power of coercive control. When prison moves from the outside to the inside of your mind. After 7 years, the wife couldn't take it anymore. Guilt began to grow. Fear began to fade. And the truth finally broke through. She went to the police. At first, they didn't believe her. The story sounded impossible. A woman kidnapped for 7 years, who visited her family and returned willingly. It didn't make sense. Until Colleen finally spoke. When police told her the company wasn't real, her entire reality shattered. Everything she believed for 7 years was a lie. The fear disappeared overnight. The mental prison collapsed, and for the first time in years, she walked away, free. 7 years in a box. 7 years of psychological manipulation. 7 years stolen. Her kidnapper was sentenced to decades in prison. His wife testified against him. And Colleen began the long journey of rebuilding her life. But the biggest question remains. How powerful is the human mind that fear alone can keep someone captive? The scariest prisons don't have walls. They don't have locks. They live inside the mind. And sometimes, the key was never missing. If you enjoy dark true crime stories, subscribe to Midnight Files, because the darkest true stories are always here.